haircut that she was looking for in the time that they had, which was like an hour 15, hour 30, whatever it was. So they tried to reschedule, which didn't work here. Honestly, I thought the response from the owner was totally fine, given how dramatic the one-star review that they're responding to is. Also, if you were planning your whole day around that haircut, why not get to the appointment on time? If your whole day revolves around that haircut, why couldn't you get there on time? The entitlement is unbelievable, but it only gets worse because she gives a response video to all of this because apparently it became a pretty big story on TikTok. So she wanted to share her side of things to get people rallying behind her in her corner. It flopped. That shit was like a Morbius level flop when it comes to a response. Here it's about as bad as you could have made it.
The girl that was crying is back to give you a real explanation this time. The reason I haven't yet is I just wasn't sure if that was something that was worth it for me, especially now that I know people have seen me crying.
Immediately the way she kicks this off about like, now that people have seen me crying, I guess I have to. You made the video! You posted the video. It wasn't like some kind of leak or something of some kind of secret, you know, that was uncovered in, you know, by DARPA or some shit. Or like redacted files that just came out into the light. You posted it proudly. It's still on your page. Like, what do you mean? It's not like this is just something people, you know, fucking found that you tried to keep buried. You posted it, and you even posted a follow-up video calling people incels when they came through and expressed, like, you know, their thoughts on it. So, like, what are you talking about? The way she's immediately framing this, like, okay, yes, I have to now since you say I saw me crying, which I didn't want anyone to ever see, then just don't film that video. Like, it's just that easy. It is so easy, actually, to avoid filming yourself crying.
And also, it's not a quick explanation, and most of you are going to hear the first part and be like, you're the problem, and then they're going to leave. So to anyone that actually wants to hear what happened and you stick around for like the whole story, this is for you. It's going to be a little long, so buckle up.
Hey, don't you worry. I've already buckled my seatbelt. I'm in it for the long haul here. And spoiler alert. First part, second part, third part, fourth part, all of it, no matter how you spin it, you are the problem with it. Like, I know you don't want to admit it, and it's very clear by the end. She even gives a big fuck you again to the small business and the hairdresser. She still can't wrap her head around the fact that it is her fault. like she was the one that was wrong.
The day of the appointment comes around, and I get in my car, I put in the place, and it says 11:04 is my ETA. My appointment was at 11. But I know that it's rude to be late, even if it's like just a little bit, and I am really good about not being late, and it makes me really anxious because I had a mom growing up who was late to everything. You know how it is. And so I call, and she doesn't answer, and she calls me back once I'm on the highway. But before I get on the highway, if you live in LA, you know, there's this stupid fucking series of lights to get on the highway, and essentially I was stuck at the light for 5 light cycles.
Hold your horses. You've already told on yourself. So you put in the address and your ETA was 11:04. That tells me that you're already late getting into your car if your ETA is already past the appointment time. You should have got in your car earlier. If you have planned your whole day around this haircut, why wouldn't you have checked to see how long it takes you to get to that spot prior to you getting in the car, like, at the buzzer beater here? You've already fucked up. You are already going to be late. Now, I personally am someone that is also pretty often late to appointments, unfortunately. I make the same mistake she does, where I just assume that once I get in my car, every other vehicle out there is about to get fucking raptured, so it's going to be just clear skies and clear roads, all green lights all the way there, and I'll get there lickety-split. But that's never the reality of it, so I do oftentimes end up being a little bit tardy to the party. And in some cases, I have missed my appointment because of that. Like, they, you know, since I'm late, they're unable to accommodate, and I don't expect them to. I totally get it. I don't throw a temper tantrum. I don't leave a 1-star review because I know it's my fault. I should have left earlier. I should have learned my lesson by now, but I never do. Maybe this is the wake-up call I needed, though, because this shit is just diabolically embarrassing. But the point is, I understand being late, But to then put it on everyone else as if it's their problem for not accommodating you, it makes you an entitled asshole. I've never done that. I always understand, like, if I'm late, you know what? They might just say, like, hey, we don't have time for that, and that's totally fine. They're 100% in the right for that, and I'm wrong. But she doesn't have that eureka moment where she can recognize that.
I'm not even kidding, and I did not move maybe a car's length. And my ETA went up to 11:10. And like, what the fuck am I gonna do in that situation? Be an asshole and cut in front of everyone else like everyone else is doing and then sit in the intersection and get honked at? No. The only option was just to sit there, really. Like, how else am I gonna get there? I have to go on the highway.
Well, here's the thing, actually, and it's a crazy concept, so bear with me. It might sound like I'm on the crack pipe, but get a load of this. You leave earlier. Like, it's not a crime to show up early to an appointment. You could have got there before the appointment instead of like 11 o'clock sharp. You could have got there a little bit early. Maybe they even take you back early if they've got time. So you wouldn't have even needed to worry about being stuck at, you know, the light for so long if you had just left earlier. Like, you can keep trying to put it on the universe, but it was very easily avoidable. Especially since you apparently planned your whole fucking day around this haircut.
And of course, there's also highway closures. And so she calls me back, my ETA still says 11:10, and you know, I tell her I'm doing my best to get there on time, and that, you know, I'm afraid that the ETA might go up a little bit more because the traffic was like really bad. You know, when you're on maps and it says like police reported ahead, are they still there? That happened 4 times too. Like, everything that could have happened to stop me from getting there on time did happen.
Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. Who cares? You should have just left earlier. Like, this whole section is her just trying to find cope and her trying to find things like, does anyone else hate like traffic and stuff? Like, oh my god, it completely ruined my haircut. Just leave earlier and you would have been fine. And the salon here, they called her back. She told them that she was going to be a little late, and it seems like they were receptive to it, because according to her, they did even like take her back, brush her hair, and then when she showed the inspo, they didn't feel comfortable doing that in the amount of time they had. So like, they were still like really accommodating from everything I can tell.
I wish I had gotten in my car a few minutes earlier if I knew that was going to be the case. I thought I had enough time. And so I get there, I park my car at 11:12 in the parking garage, because also Amtrak, like there was literally a fucking train that came by as well. Like, I'm not making this up, okay? And I park my car in the parking garage, I run in heels, and I'm sick, okay? And the elevator out of the parking garage doesn't work. I stand there for what feels like 2 minutes.
So close to identifying the issue when she was tickling the idea that she should have gotten in her car earlier. But then it's right back to like the excuses. But I couldn't have known that I wasn't going to be instantaneously transported there upon entering my vehicle. I had no way of knowing that there'd be like traffic and stuff. That's not usual in LA. LA's not known for traffic. How was I to know? So then she's talking about how she also didn't even know that the hair salon was in a mall, so she's upset about that, and now she's in a parking garage, and it's like slow, and then she has to run through the mall in heels, and it's brutal, and also she's sick. So you're going to this appointment while sick too?
Running into there right at 11:15, and she pokes her head out and like says like, Lisa, and I'm like, yeah. And so I swear to God, at the latest, it was 11:16 that I was in her chair. At the very fucking latest, okay? Not that that matters, you would think, but it does. And so she sits me down in her chair, offers me water, brushes my hair, asks me what I want.
The gall of her to do those things, to give you a beverage, to brush your hair, and ask you what you want? Who does she think she is? Oh my god, the chutzpah! What a monster! The way she's describing this, it's like she was doing a bad thing. Like the hairdresser, she gave me water and stuff and like brushed my hair. What the fuck? I don't know why she's acting like that. And it does matter, by the way. You're very late. And what you wanted done with your hair isn't something that they thought they could do to a high quality standard in the amount of time they had before their next client. You were late. Like, it's just that simple.
I show her the inspo picture. The vibes are like, and like, just not great customer service, right? And then she's like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I can cut your hair in an hour 15. And then she says that like she doesn't want to rush it and like do a bad job, which is fair. And then she's like, and that's not fair to my other client at 12:30. I don't know what to say to that. Like,
how can you not know what to say to that? It's like the easiest response ever. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I should have been here on time. So how can we reschedule? Like, it seems like it's a very amicable situation that could have happened here, but she just can't process this. Like, it's wild to me. The entitlement is actually incredible to watch unfold here. Because even after, like, this blew up and this is now her response, it still hasn't dawned on her that she was in the wrong. She still puts it all on this hairdresser who's so unreasonable and so mean, lacking empathy and humanity. What the fuck? It's so fascinating to see here. And then she's like, yeah, just clearly not great customer service. After she's just described that they're bending over backwards now, she's very late to this appointment, but they're still taking her back, giving her water, brushing her hair, and trying to do the haircut that she is wanting to a high level. But they didn't feel confident that they could, so they're now trying to reschedule for a different day so they can. And she's upset about that. Would you have rather they have done this haircut shittily? Would you have rather had a bad haircut as opposed to no haircut at all? I don't understand. Like, this feels so reasonable and, like, I think very understandable from the hair salon here. I also love how she keeps pointing out, like, LA this, LA that, about, like, how awful LA is and how different LA is from Wisconsin, where she's from, which she'll get into in a moment. But she's, like, the most LA person I've seen in a while. Like, this is the quintessential, like, douchey, entitled LA attitude that has become, like, a meme. And she is just fully, unironically expressing that exact trope. You are the embodiment of that LA attitude that people criticize a lot. And yet she tries to act like she's so above it.
I come from Wisconsin. Maybe things are just different here in California, which is why I said I love LA, because this would only fucking happen in a city like LA. In Wisconsin, like I said, my mom is late to everything. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's like it should be this way, but I swear to God, people are late for hair appointments all the fucking time, or even if they're on time, sometimes it goes over, and the next person just sits there and waits for a few minutes, and it's like not a fucking big deal, right? And so she says, I'm gonna have you come back tomorrow.
No, it's not really like a Wisconsin versus LA thing. It's more of just like a normal human thing, like across the globe. If you're really late to something, they might not coddle you and move mountains to ensure that you are accommodated, even though you have shown disrespect and lack of care by being late. Like, I feel like that's not really just LA exclusive. That's pretty much anywhere if you're really late to something. Now, some places, as she mentioned, will do what they can to still, you know, fulfill that, even if you are very late. But it shouldn't be an expectation. That's sometimes happens, sure. Most times probably doesn't. And that's fine too. In fact, that's kind of the way it normally is. If you're really late to something, tough luck. Should have been on time. Kind of just the way the world goes.
And then I left a review, and they responded and then deleted it. And they said that I showed up at 11:20, which is not true because I texted my friend at 11:20 after I had been essentially kicked out and said, I'm not getting my hair cut, I'm crying. Like, I texted them at 11:20 and said, like, I'm not getting my hair cut. So, that's the story. And fuck that hair salon. I think that that lady needs to work on her customer service. And also, like, I would have tipped her amazingly.
Checkmate. She said she texted her friend at 11:20. Thus, she couldn't have been 20 minutes late. Only, like, close to 20 minutes late. Gotcha. Not exactly like the watertight defense she thinks it is. And then she goes on to say, fuck the hairdresser there, like the whole salon. And that she was going to tip them amazingly. She had plans to Mr. Beast this place. She was going to go in there with a huge tip, and now they missed out on it. She sounds like someone that tips incredibly well, by the way. Someone with this level of entitlement, I bet, is a real treat to work with in a customer service industry. I bet she has a reputation for being a great tipper. I just have a hunch.
I understand that I should have been better about my time management, and I could have been there earlier, and you know what? That would have reflected in my tip. And so she didn't get my money, and I'm glad at the end of the day that I didn't get my hair cut by her. But yeah, you ruined my fucking day off, and I wish I didn't let you, but you did. So fuck you, Strand of Soul in Pasadena. weird as fuck that you deleted the response to my review too. You're weird.
Again, they're right now kicking themselves about that massive tip they missed out on here. That was no doubt coming, by the way. Yeah, to say that they're weird when you film a video of yourself crying in your car about not getting your hair cut because you were late, and then you even recognize a couple of times, like very ephemeral, that you could have been there earlier, should have been there earlier. You know, being on time, by the way, is what that's called, but we don't need to get into the semantics. And then still find a way to try and paint them as the bad guys, even though it's your fault, you're in the wrong. It's crazy. So she signs off with a big fuck you to them and calling them weird. Saying it's weird they deleted their response to her review, which I don't think they should have deleted it for what it's worth. I imagine they were probably worried that it looked bad on them as a business to be engaging with someone with this level of, like, delusion. Like, maybe it would reflect poorly on them as a business if they're in there, like, I don't know, fighting in the reviews. Even though they weren't fighting, I thought their response was totally fine. But I can understand that maybe there was the thought that maybe this would be perceived poorly by someone coming in, so they deleted it. But I don't think they did anything wrong. I don't think they needed to delete it, but they're not weird for it either. Their response was fine, and I don't know why she keeps trying to claim that they're weird. You were late. You were very late to your appointment. They didn't think they had enough time to do your hair to the high-quality standard they want to hold themselves to, I imagine, so they didn't feel comfortable doing it and tried to reschedule, which you weren't receptive to. It's that simple. If you got there earlier, they would have been able to do your hair to the standard they want, and it all would have been fine. It's on you. But, yeah, anyway, I got real invested in this story. It's a pretty cool email I got this morning about this one. That's really about it. So, yeah.
great to hear from you guys. How are you all doing today?
We're doing all right, my friend, but you know, we're here to talk about you. What's ailing you?
All right, so it feels like it's a sign from the universe, you know? And
He wants to do
the
something
sign
evil.
is, should I open my relationship?
Yeah, okay.
Let me stop you right there.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no. Next, okay, Eldest. Next caller. Go ahead, buddy. Let's hear the fucking mental gymnastics you've been doing while beating off in the last 3 months. Go ahead.
Well, look, so it just keeps happening to other people in my life, and I'm with Eldest. It sounds really cool.
He was, by the way, he was mocking you.
By the way, that's a joke. I'm happily monogamous, married to my wife who I love. I want to open up my
But
relationship.
it doesn't
that way.
sound cool.
I don't know.
You know what
I
sounds
don't
cool?
know.
Hold on. You know what sounds cool? Doing a fucking backflip off a motorcycle. If you tried doing that, you'd bang your fucking head on the pavement. So yeah, it sounds cool. Let's see what happens to you when you attempt it. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, it's just that okay, so
Tell us
didn't-
these signs, these undeniable signs the universe keeps sending you. Let's hear those first.
well, okay, so I'm in the queer community. I'm
Okay,
bi.
all right.
and
You know what?
Everyone in the queer community is open nowadays.
That's plus 1 point for you. honestly.
That's a good argument. So we'll give you 1 point. Go ahead.
Okay, so it keep
Let me ask you this: Are you
Friends of
dating a man?
mine- yes.
Let me ask you this: Are you dating a man or a woman?
I've never been with a man. I'm dating a non-binary person. Thank you.
Okay, you're dating a non-binary person, and you've never been with a man. You're bisexual, so sometimes you jack off to possibly fucking dudes.
Yes, that's exactly. You know what? Nail on the head, Stav.
Okay.
Nail on the head.
Okay, and you're with a non-binary person. All right. You know what? We'll give you another point. Go ahead.
And it's not like it wouldn't be a thing where if my partner said that they didn't want to do it, like that would not throw everything.
Okay, let me stop you
out
right
the
there.
window.
Haven't asked your partner about it. We're taking away a point.
Well,
So you're
we've
at
talked about it.
one.
We've talked about it.
Okay.
We've talked about it.
And what have they said? Have they been enthusiastic?
So the first time it got brought up because my brother was in an open relationship, but it didn't go well for him.
Okay, another point gone. You're back at 0. Go ahead.
The second time it got brought up, it's because our best friends also opened their relationship, and it's going well for them.
All right, 1
The first
point.
time it got brought up, okay, we're back in positive. That's
You're
good.
back at
All right.
1.
So the first time that it got brought up, it was basically a no. Not even really a no, just kind of like I don't really feel like I want to share you with anyone else.
Sure.
Which I get.
Right.
I get, you know. Then, you know, some time passed and I was fine. It wasn't even that I was fine with that. I was just like, okay, that's your boundary. That's cool. I hadn't even thought about it that much. And it just happened to my
Sure.
brother. He was getting
Didn't
a
even
divorce
think
because
about
of it. It just didn't sound fun. But then our best friends opened their relationship, and all they're telling us is about how fun it is.
Okay, let me follow up.
Yes.
How long has this been going on, and what's your best friend's setup? Are they gay guys? Are they lesbians? Are they bisexual people? What are we dealing with here? What's their loadout?
They are a heterosexual couple, but I don't know what they actually
What they're up
describe
to.
themselves as.
Okay. Okay.
I think a little bit more.
They're
Oh
fruity.
God, I'm in the community and I can't even think.
They're sort of fruity straight people.
Yeah. But I don't even want to limit because one
Sure.
of the
Maybe
girl
pan.
is like, yeah, pan
Gotcha,
is
gotcha.
definitely at least probably pan.
Okay. So we're talking about a straight guy and a bisexual woman. Okay. Or a pan person, a pan woman. Straight guy, pan woman. So and how long has it been fun for them? How long has it been going on?
I forget exactly. It's almost coming up on like half a year. maybe 5 months. It might have been around January.
Okay.
When it got discussed.
New Year's resolution.
Interesting. Okay.
So almost half a year, and they said that, and I think anyone who, or at least of the poly people or people who open their relationships that I've talked to, they say that at the beginning it is always a little rocky, and they said that they experienced that, but since then it's gone phenomenal. My friend Daniel told me, you don't know how much sex I'm having. And, you know...
Okay, this is interesting. I'd love to dive in here. So we're talking about straight guy, pan woman. Are they both, like, who's hot? Are they both hot?
They're both hot.
They're both hot. Okay, so this is a guy who fucks on his own.
Well, he's like one of those, like, kind of, he's like one of those, wacky, zany hots that, like, is popular nowadays.
Sure. Sure.
Like,
she let me hit because I'm goofy,
flamboyant
type of guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Out there kind of guy.
Yeah.
But they're both. I think they're both hot, and I guess the root of my question is like, well, okay. So the second time me and my partner discussed it, we were both a lot more open to it after we heard that it had been going so well with our friends.
Okay.
But the openness became, well, we would have to find the person or a person that would even bring the question back up. Well, now I'm sitting here thinking, we have two great people whom we both love, and
you just want to fuck your friends. That's what this is about.
It's 2026 stuff. Who doesn't?
I don't want to fuck Eldest, I'll tell you that much.
Well, that's your problem, dude.
Would you suck Eldest's dick?
He's in a happy
Oh, that's a no, Eldest. Wow. He hits you with a, he's in a happy, that pause.
I had to disconnect your ass right now.
No, don't, please. I wanted to say
he's more into twinks. He's more into twinks. He's not a bear guy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
a tough pause. That was a long pause, Elvis.
I think I would.
Oh, yeah, now you would. Anyway, whatever, we got you.
You're like, if I had to think about it for a really long time.
If sucking Eldest's dick made my partner let me suck other guys off, sure, I guess I'd bite the bullet. Okay, so I see. So you're scheming to fuck your friends here. I see.
Not even necessarily scheming. It's just more like, well, we've had this secondary conversation where we've talked about, well, if there's a person, we'd be open to discussing it again. So should I even bring it back up with my partner and say, well, now we do know two people, and I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how my partner would think of it, like what they would think of it.
Yeah. So we're back to -1 now.
You lost 2 points?
You lost 2 points because you clearly
because you wouldn't suck me off.
Yeah. One, because you wouldn't suck Eldest's dick, and one, because even after 2 conversations, like, look, to me, your partner doesn't want to do this. Like, what I've heard is like, and look, I might be wrong, right? But what I'm hearing is you have this, unstoppable zeal to fuck other people, right? And this idea that, especially your particular friends, and your partner first was really against it, then heard something positive, and it's like, look, if your friends come back from a fucking trip to Aruba and they talk about how awesome it is, you and your partner the next day are gonna be like, should we go to Aruba? And then a week later you're like, no, we can't go, we can't afford it, whatever. I think probably your partner was swept up and like, ooh, that sounds fun. And the fact that you're nervous to even bring it up again, because at a certain point you become the guy who's like, so, when am I gonna get to fuck someone else? Like,
well, no, that's not. I understand that's how it sounds. I think I'm also swept up in it a lot because it happened both times. Because I learned about my brother's open relationship and our friend's open relationship pretty close together.
Right.
So it's one of those things where just like psychologically, it's on my mind a lot. And like I said towards the beginning, if my partner says no, then I'm perfectly fine.
Sure.
You know.
But you want to fuck your friends. I see. So, look.
if the opportunity arose.
So, okay. Let me ask you this then. Your part, so what, like, I guess my question is like, look, if you want this to be a thing, that's fine. I just think you've made it very clear you're interested in this. You kind of have to wait for your partner to kind of take the initiative, I think, to show some initiative on the before you can press it again, right? If you get an opening, if they're like, hey, I've been thinking about it, I've been like, you want to talk, or if they want to talk to you about it, then you can say how you feel. But I think you bringing it up again, sort of like, you know, is like, look, if it comes up naturally, I say have the conversation. I just don't think it's risen to the point of like, well, this is something we must figure out. Unless it's, you know, unless you really, really want it. To me, it sounds more like, and it also sounds like what you and your partner are talking about, or you're talking about the right person. You're talking more about experimenting sexually together, which definitely is a type of open relationship, but it's also a lot different than, all right, shake hands, let's see who can fuck the most people, and then we'll come back in a week, right? You're talking about maybe having a threesome with someone, you're talking about having a shared experience with someone, and that's a little different vibe than, you know, completely opening shit up. So maybe it's a gradual thing where it's like, why don't you experiment a little bit sexually? Maybe, you know, consider bringing another person in, whatever. But I don't think you can sort of like push the issue right now. You know, I would say you need a kind of an excuse to bring this up again. Or at least let some time pass and let some new developments. Like when this relationship inevitably crashes and burns, you know, your friends or whatever, then you can bring it up. But, you know, I would say you wouldn't say you sense excitement on your partner's behalf for this idea, do you?
I guess not, and I did forget we had a third brief conversation where I brought it up and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about it. And they were like, thank God you brought it up because I can't either. And we basically just kind of said the same thing again, where like we would, if someone came along that made us want to revisit this conversation.
But see, that to me, can I tell you what that sounds like? That sounds like, no, but I'll give you the 1 in a million. Like if fucking, you know, Selma Hayek wants to fuck us, we'll do it. Like, to me, that sounds like a partner that's like, I've moved from absolutely, definitely not to, I guess if the absolute one perfect person showed up, we could fuck them together. To me, that sounds like someone who's not into this and has like barely changed their opinion on paper to appease you. And maybe I'm off, but that's what it feels like from sitting over here anyway.
I see what you mean. I guess slight context is that my partner was also asexual, and now we fuck nonstop. Not to brag, but like
you brought the freak out.
Yeah,
that was something that changed. And
saying,
everything. So it was something where like they at the time had never thought that they would have sex, and then they said, well, it did, or I did, so.
So this person has created such a romantic bond with you. They have started having sex just with you in a way they never thought. And now you're like, awesome. I fucking opened the floodgates on this fucking pussy. Let's really put it to work. And they're like, yeah, I guess if like a really hot person we both wanted to fuck. And you're like, nice, dude. I fucking tricked them into sucking my dick. I can trick them into sucking some more dick. Look, I'm saying there's two different ways. And look, we were fighting you on this because we have to. I really want you to hear the opposing arguments here. I see what you mean, that they might just open up their horizons, but I think there's also a version of this where you see it from their perspective, which is like, I met this person I really love, and it woke a specific sexual desire in me because of the connection I feel to them. To me, what I'm hearing on paper is like, you have a person who just started wanting to fuck a person they love. let alone a stranger who's sort of hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's not a, you see it as a positive. To me, I'm like, I could also see this as a, you know, this is a give a moose a muffin situation. It's like, give a moose some pussy, he's gonna want to suck dick and eat pussy. You know what I mean? So,
well, and the other thought, or the other thing is that, like, I had this conversation with someone recently where I was kind of explaining my point of view. It's like when you were a kid, everyone had a teacher they wanted to fuck.
Sure.
But if that teacher, at least for me, I am fat and low confidence and everything. So if a teacher approached me and wanted to have sex with me in my dream, or as a kid, I was jerking off to that all the time.
Right.
But if that would have happened in real life, I don't think I would have been able to play ball.
Oh, you think you wouldn't want
like
to get molested? What the fuck? What kind of example is this?
How is this helping your argument?
I think if push came to shove, I wouldn't like getting molested. Why couldn't you have just said a hot girl, dude? Why couldn't you said the popular girl in school? Why did you have to make this a pedophilic fantasy? Anyway, I know what you mean, though.
I was the molestee. It wasn't pedophilic for me.
I know. It's just it's weird to make it.
I know.
The point is, I see what you mean, though. Is this, you're saying, do you even want this, or is this just a fantasy, a sort of fantasy to you? Is that what you're trying to get at?
I guess so. I guess my original thought was that I would go for it immediately, but I don't even know if it's just like psychological fantasy, like you said, or if I am just that much of a deviant now.
But yeah, I think you just, you immediately took your situation for granted. You have a partner that wants to fuck all the time. Which you should kind of be flat. I mean, that would feel nice if an asexual person was like, ooh, I had a sexual awakening with some fat guy, some fat piece of shit, right? So I would say...
It's amazing, yeah.
I see a little bit of... I'm hearing... Thank you for saying you're fat, because what I'm hearing is something I've overcome, but I'm hearing the greed of a fat man that finally gets pussy. I'm hearing...
Exactly.
I'm hearing the sexual greed of someone who finally... Because what they say is like, revolutions don't happen when you've completely subjugated a people, when they're slaves, when they're completely under military rule. They actually happen once life starts improving a little bit, right? Like once you start feeling, wanting better things, that's when you violently overthrow things. And it sounds like you want to violently overthrow your monogamous relationship now that you want to be a pussy revolutionary now. And look, here's what I'll tell you.
I don't necessarily know if I want that, but
you want it. You fucking want it.
Wait, real quick.
And you know what?
Sorry, go ahead with your thought, but real quick, how old are you, your partner, and,
that's a good point.
and the friends?
We're all 26 or 25.
Yeah.
So look, my friend. Look, you're right at the age, like a little older than this. I would say, don't even think about it. You know, this might, no disrespect to this relationship. I'm not saying you're not gonna get, I'm not saying this might not get married, but I'm just saying a relationship in your mid-20s where you're sexually adventurous. If it comes up, you've already had this conversation. You're in the queer community, like you said. You're both open-minded. I think where you're at is, if this comes up, you've made it known that you have some interest in it, right? I don't think you can push the issue anymore. You've put it out there. If you and your partner find yourself at a party and you're hitting it off with somebody, or it comes up naturally, whatever, or they bring it up to you one day, I say go for it, try it, see what happens. And if push comes to shove and you don't want to do it, that's fine too. But I think that's where you're at. You've made it clear how you feel. Now the ball is in either your partner or the universe's court, in my opinion.
I don't disagree at all. I completely agree.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad we figured this out. I'm glad we could talk this out, and I'm glad you heard some opposing arguments to what sounds like your deepest desire.
I appreciate it. I did want to say I'm a huge fan. I saw you in Cincinnati. It was a great show.
Oh, fuck yeah. Thanks for coming.
Of course. But yeah, thanks. You give me the fat representation that I need.
Sounds like
especially to be a fat little rascal.
Respect. Maybe I've given you motherfuckers a little too much confidence. It sounds like.
I think you have.
I need to dial. I need to dial my shit back.
Now.
I need to stop winning. We're having fat tyrants all across America, finally getting pussy and then thinking they're the shit. And listen,
it's our time soon.
You're right. The fatter America gets, and the more everyone loses weight and shit, a confident fat man will be even more powerful in the future.
We're a commodity soon. Yeah.
All right, bro. Well, good luck. Hope you suck and fuck out there.
Thanks.
We're rooting
I
for you.
appreciate it. Love you guys.
Yeah, love
Good
you
luck,
too.
Honky Tonk.
All right.
He's gonna be like, see, I talked to Stav, and he said if someone comes along, we should definitely do it.
Yeah. So here's a list of 8 girls I want to fuck and 3 guys. Interesting. Very funny.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
They're 25.
25.
Just do it. Even
look.
if you have to pressure them a little.
No.
You know, not in a bad way, but you know, not
in a bad way. Even if you have to pressure your partner
if you have
sex.
to coax them a little. Is that better?
I suppose in a court of law, I would rather defend the phrase coax than pressure, but not by much.
Davi, eldest, esteemed guest. I'm trying to scan. I left out some important info. But my name's Don. I've been seeing this girl for the past month with the biggest, heaviest, softest natural tits
Awesome.
I've ever personally witnessed
Give him
in my life.
give him a clap. Thank you.
All set on a very tiny waist. So I am head over heels physically for this woman, as well as
This man said physically
emotionally.
first.
She is very nice. Treats
Pause
me very,
this.
very well.
Also,
Awesome.
I guess I
that
should mention
he-
she's cool.
One of the most impassioned descriptions of her, and the little waist is the part where I'm like, all right, man, she has huge. We don't have to know she has a little. He's
But
like,
is
by
he-
the way,
these aren't fat tits.
That's him being like, she ain't fat, by the way, boys.
I know what you're thinking. Fatty boom body.
And it's like, and by the way, nothing wrong with that. A nice big pair of fat titties.
Good honkers.
Anyway, I love that as well as emotional. And then the first thing he says is, "She's very nice." It's like, but let's fit it. Let's at least give him a chance to eloquently
See if he
describe what he
corrects
likes
that.
about her.
Anyways, so I am head over heels physically for this woman, as well as emotionally. She is very nice, treats me very, very well, or so I thought.
Pause.
oh,
Nice and treats me well. Nothing about her personality. Not like she's
Treats
an
you-
artist. I'm
yeah.
really interested in that. Not she's an inquisitive person. He's just like, yeah, she has manners and she's not rude to me, and her tits are fucking bigger than my head. So I love her.
So I love her.
Anyway, let's.
Whenever you
sorry.
have somebody that like he treats me well, and it's like who have you dated?
Yeah,
that's a thing.
That's the baseline.
Of course, they all should.
Everyone should treat
that
you well and
new?
be nice to you. That's like getting into college. You can still fail. It's like, anyway, go ahead, Elders.
So, like I said, I've been seeing her for a month.
Okay.
And just the other day, she shows up at the gym I work at with her husband and 2 kids.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Both of our surprised. We locked eyes. I didn't say anything. I did not reveal anything.
Wow.
Good.
But we both knew we saw each other. The husband is probably like 6'5", probably like 260.
Can you pause for a second? This guy's a great storyteller.
Yeah.
He's revealing things as it went. He doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Being like, hey, my girlfriend was a married man.
Totally.
And it was like it's.
This is a nice call. He's breadcrumbing us. He lets us make fun of him for certain things. Now we're back on his side.
And
this is good.
Just you wait. Yeah, we're back on his side. Now he's been abused.
Yep.
Of just pure muscle and rage, from what it seems. I am. Don't get me wrong. I'm mildly fit myself, but I'm a little Filipino guy. I'm 5'5".
Fuck
little funny fella.
That's awesome to call yourself a little tiny fella. He's got a pretty deep voice. I wouldn't have thought
he's Filipino. Is that what you said?
5'5" Filipino. He does not sound like
does not
one.
sound like Filipino at all.
Which probably would happen is like, how many kids did we know growing up that were little as fuck and that had to like, it was like, you ever meet those kids that faked a deep voice until it stuck? Like, I swear to God, I knew kids growing up that just like, hey man, how's it going? And it was kind of like how trans people change their voices. Like those guys, there are guys who are like femininely voiced that voice trained to sound more masculine. I know
so
guys who have
crazy.
such deep voices that are unnatural and then they just stuck. I bet you that's what this guy did. Anyway.
It must suck growing up that height to where I was like, I have to overcome this all the time to show people I'm not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
Like Greg Fitzsimmons is tiny. He's like, yeah, every 9 months or so I punch somebody who says the wrong thing.
Dude, I'm blessed. One of my biggest blessings has been like ignorance. I swear I thought I was like tall my whole life. Like until I was like in my mid-20s, I was like, nah, I'm fucking tall. And I didn't and I thought like I didn't know I was poor until like I got to college. Like
And met
I'm
other
so
people for
happy that
context.
stuff that like has created like it's insane what what people latches on into people's heads because I mean, fat was such a big deal. Like, it was more eating stuff for me. I was self-conscious about being fat. Never considered being short. Didn't care fucking at all. And I didn't know I was poor. But anyway, let's finish this guy's story. This is a riveting story.
I feel as if I should tell this guy
No.
his
Fuck
wife
Why?
is cheating on him and has been for a month.
It ain't
Because
your.
I feel bad for
How
him,
many times
and,
did you fuck
I wanna
her?
help, but at the same time, I feel as if he's not going to see that from my point of view. He might just kill me.
Also, why would
So-
you?
I'm at a bit of an impasse, I feel.
He's going to turn your ass into banana ketchup, my boy. You're going to be fucking lumpia when this motherfucker's done with you.
Listen, he's only got any sort of allegiance to the chick.
Of
He
course.
just found out the dude existed. So there's no like, listen, if you're boning somebody, you find out she's dating a friend of yours, you're in a quandary. Like, oh, shit. Or even a casual, like an acquaintance. You know, it's like, wait, you're Phil Hanley's girlfriend? You know what I mean? Something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I
that
gotta
would be
tell
brutal.
him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But fuck.
First of all, in no world do the girls that Phil dates fuck either one of us.
Phil fucks good. Phil fucks good.
Former literal runway model and one of the funniest, sharpest guys in the world, Phil Hanley, gets much better pussy than we ever. And I even feel bad saying pussy because the women Phil's dates are so refined and beautiful that it's like we could never even
I'll
get
see
close.
him at the park sometimes, and I'm like, "Hey, Phil, watch out! The girl's trying to get past you." He goes, "No, that's my fucking lady." I'm like, "Oh, I couldn't even assume they would
sorry,
look
I
at
thought
us."
Vogue was doing a photo shoot in the park.
They were on the runway.
anyway, hilarious. Why don't we? I don't know. Let's think of a more apt
of someone who you would a bit know.
Yeah. Who's
who's not
possible that we could fuck? Brendan Sagalow.
Brendan Sagalow is perfect. Then you're like,
I would feel really bad if
I feel really bad.
I accidentally. No disrespect to Brendan.
I'm friends with Brendan, so that would be like, I would immediately
I would feel
fuck, dude,
really
I don't know how to
bad.
say this. You don't know this guy at all. So the girl is this girl you like. You find out as a husband has been cheating on him, and then you're like, that's just between you and her.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you want to keep doing this, or I'm not comfortable with it, but it's on you. I'm not.
Totally. For what's happened? Is there any more elders?
Sanctity of marriage.
Hold on. Let's finish it because I agree with you, but yeah.
If I jerked off in his tea.
If you guys could just give me some advice, I'd really appreciate it. She has not given me any explanation. She's just kind of ghosted me. But I feel very bad for this guy.
Relax.
And
No, you don't.
I feel like I need to let him know.
You don't.
That's girl shit.
Morally, I feel like I need to let him know, but also I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I think he could murder me.
Yes.
With one hand.
He is a foot
I think he can
taller
fall
than
my
you,
head like a
Yeah.
basketball.
and he's jacked.
I'm not sure. So, thanks. Just thank you.
Yeah, this is morals. What the fuck are you talking about? You're having premarital sex. What is just morals now about marriage?
That's a good point. I guess the people. I mean, I get it, right? I get how some people have a hard stance on cheating. This is probably a person that never would have. Look, this is a person who never would have. Some people just have different opinions on infidelity, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
You talk, it is funny to talk to your gay friends, to them like cheating isn't even a concept that exists, really. You know what I mean? Like big city gay guys are like, sex is like not even the most important thing. Like it is a very.
My buddy, they asked him, Justin Martindale, he was dating this attractive guy, but he was, especially back then, hot, hot. And his boyfriend was like, can you just, like he was trying to get him not to cheat. It wasn't going to, can you just not give me AIDS? And then Justin was, I mean, I'm not trying to get AIDS, but I can't make you that promise.
That's awesome. Shout out to Prep. It's
it's a different game now.
Yeah,
different game now.
Anyway, so look, you're a person who is. Look, we joke. Obviously, I don't. We're not very. The people on this podcast right now are not religious. One of us escaped a hilarious cult. The other one just kind of like was never that
Made a movie
religious.
about it.
Yeah, it was never that. Was never that. No, I was talking about you. I was talking about you escaping a cult.
I know, and you made a movie.
Yeah. My story is based on Ari. Let's start a cult about Ari leaving Orthodox Judaism.
Where were you at synagogue? I had diarrhea. I was out there actually listening to you guys praying for a while. I was fucking it up.
So we're not very religious people here, and me and Ari in general probably are more on the scumbag side of things. But I understand if you're a person who this feels like a real moral red line for, but you did not know. You could argue that you also have been like
A victim.
In a weird way, sort of a victim of the situation where you went against your moral. Now look, maybe the guilt of this guy's feeling is that if this girl with these type of tits was like, hey, I want to fuck you so bad, but I'm married, maybe in the back of his head,
would have anyway.
He thinks he would have anyway, and this is his weird way to like absolve himself. Like, I didn't know, and now, and I've done everything right?
Yeah.
I think it just, and look, maybe it would be a little different if her fucking husband was, Stephen Hawking. You know what I mean? Like if it was a
You
guy,
felt really bad for him.
or either you felt bad for him or you weren't afraid he would kill you.
Yeah, right.
Because even a little guy might have a gun.
But I would say, even if it's Stephen Hawking, it's like, don't tell him. That's not your place.
I think
this lady's a cheater.
I think this woman is a
And
cheater.
you ain't the first one.
She took advantage of you as well. It
Yeah.
sounds like you sound like the kind of person who wouldn't have done this.
Tell her to fuck off.
And just she ghosted you. You ghost her.
Couldn't even tell her off.
You forget.
It's
you
over.
just forget this happened. You got a month. No disrespect to you. How many times when he says they were dating for a month? What does that even mean?
What does that mean?
Did you hang out
every
twice?
day? Twice.
like, she has
go
a-
out once, then have sex once, then one more
And if
time
she has
sex.
kids, there's no way it's more than once a week, right? She has a whole family. You're probably not fucking. You're
At
not. It's not
work.
one of those month relationships where you see each other every other day, where you both have nothing to do and whatever. So,
Treated me nice.
yeah,
Treated me-
and you also couldn't. You didn't tell us one thing about her, really,
Yeah, you
except
don't
for
really
her huge
like her.
tits. So,
which
dude,
not to downplay the tits.
no. Listen, well, I get it. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're in a tits fog,
Yeah.
and it takes years for it to lift. Sometimes it never really. Some of the best relationships, I think, are when people are so attracted to their partner for certain things that it just kind of puts them in soft focus. It's like the way they used to shoot Barbara Walters, where they didn't want to see her face. You know what I mean? Like it's like you see the best. You want to like. If I do think attraction and sexual chemistry and like
it's real.
there's real things that I think do help a relationship, but in this situation, you're fine. This sucks, and you shouldn't put yourself in further danger, especially when you're like the guy.
There's so much of this situation you don't understand.
You don't know anything about it. Do they have a weird open thing?
Yeah,
Do
what
they
if he's
have-
been like abusing her
is he a
mentally or
piece of
whatever?
shit?
So you
Yeah.
don't know. It's just like, if this is her way, I don't know, maybe she's having a midlife crisis and she'll get back to it and then be fine.
It also is really funny that her husband is 6'5" and jacked. And he's a 5'5" little Filipino guy. Take that as a win for your
Yeah.
community, for our community. I bet your dick is small. No disrespect.
Yeah, what if she's like, I want to not hurt for once. I want to ask, is it in yet?
My
Not no.
huge husband's cock causes me nothing but pain. I want to shop in the petite section.
I liked it when I saw it, but every day.
Yeah, it's more visual than actual than use. So anyway, dude, I say don't do. I think it's more trouble than it's worth. It'd be one thing, like you said, if you knew the person or whatever, but you know.
Now here's a question for the guy, for us about the guy. When this lady unghosts him in maybe 2 more weeks, said, "Hey, is he going to allow her to talk him into doing it again?"
You can't. You got to stay completely out. You got to watch, because if you re-engage now
you're cheating.
Now you're a participant in a thing you don't want to be. And listen again,
it's Philip Morris before the research and after the research.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything wrong before.
Right,
they didn't know.
Yeah.
They thought it opened up your Q zone.
Right. Philip Morris, Lucky Strikes opens up your chakras. What if they just got spiritual?
And now it's like, oh, also shit, a lot of cancer. Bury that.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Anyway, good luck.
Good luck,
my little friend.
Good luck.
Enjoy those fat tits.
Maybe try to get a tit pic. One last tit pic.
No, it's over.
It's over.
You got to keep it moving.
Save the tit pics.
It's over. Don't save them. That's weird.
Don't even save them.
You got to delete the tit pics.
Yeah, I guess you got to clean wash.
You can't keep news of someone you don't date anymore unless they're cool with it.
Because
it's just weird, man. It's like people jacking off to a relationship from like 10 years ago. First of all, it's pathetic.
And you're not even that guy anymore.
You're not that guy. She's not that girl. And also, she would be like. It's a light form of fucking sexual assault, if we're being honest. Like, it really is.
If someone had a picture of me with my balls not at my knees, I'd be like, "How? You can't have those anymore. Those don't exist anymore. If I can't see them, you can't see them." Oh, man,
I bet that sack is drooping like crazy.
7 months pounding up and down. They're just lengthening.
Hey, Stuv, Elvis. I just left a voicemail earlier. Please disregard that one.
Wow, people are doing that.
Anyways, long time, first time, love the show. Calling in for a little bit of advice because I am a reformed incel.
Hell yeah.
I've been married to my wifey for 6 years. Great sex life. She's the best. Kind of the one who pulled me out of incel.
Good for you, man.
She's gobbling my cock. Are women people?
Hey, this is pretty nice.
Maybe I've been too hard on these bitches.
Maybe I've been too hard on this type of person. What they're doing now feels kind of awesome. And that actually is...
Does this make me gay?
Damn it. It's the fact that I'm respecting a woman because she gave me pussy make me gay.
Yeah.
You know, that is kind of how society works. It's like you get annoyed by women, then you fuck, and you're like, you know what, women actually are awesome. It's like, that's the way anything works.
They're
it's
so
like,
soft.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what he's got.
Was headed down a dark tunnel. So props to her.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Anyways, life is great. I've been away from
Pause this again. We need to get this guy to be doing. I swear to God, we need to have an in-person. Like, we need to have like incel conversion therapy.
Oh my God,
the way they had
amazing.
conversion therapy.
Yes.
And we need to just get a camp. Get like, oh dude,
Right.
this would go
Oh my
crazy.
God.
If we got like 10 of the incels that have called into the program and did a reality show.
Oh my God.
Where we go to a camp and we just, by the way, buy sex workers. Like, we just hire a bunch of awesome sex workers. We have them like train how to talk to women. We have them we queer eye them, or we fat eye them. Fat eye for the incel. It needs a little work, but if that would be incredible.
That's
if we got
great.
10 incels and then we had this guy
But
come.
really, they really are incels.
Yeah,
Yes.
look, I get, of course. They're out there. Again, me and Eldis are reformed incels. We didn't get pussy when we were teenagers. You know what I mean? Like, that form.
Is that what an incel is? Just somebody to get pussy?
Involuntarily celibate is what it means.
Oh, I never realized
That's the
that.
whole. Yeah,
I just thought it was like right-wing trolls.
No. Incel started from purely. The definition is involuntarily celibate.
Oh God!
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't know that.
Yeah. There you go. Everybody's learning.
Did everyone know that but me?
I think so. A lot. Not everyone, but a lot of
Dang
people.
it.
Yeah. That's okay.
Well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm not on my phone.
Yeah, you're not online. You're unplugged. You're fucking. You're out there fucking, putting okra for the season.
I get it now. Okay.
Let's see what else he's got, Eldest.
That area for over 6-7 years now. And just kind of recently identified a part in my life where I think it's still affecting me in some of my relationships, particularly just with women who are my friends. I have caught myself being kind of cold or borderline sometimes rude to my female friends because I am kind of scared of coming off as flirty or interested or approach, coming after my female friends in some kind of romantic way. I've never had an instance where that has happened and someone's called me out, either my wife or any of my friends. It's more just, I guess, recently as I've thought about this, I think some kind of incel naivety or insecurity of just...
Yeah. That makes total sense.
Yeah, because once you're married, that's the best time to flirt.
Of course, yeah, and cheat too, and you can fuck. And then maybe you could. Now you're really not an incel.
If you don't want to cheat, you can always be like, I'm married.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a joke, but it is kind of true in terms of like when you're in a relationship and you truly don't want to cheat. And you're just being yourself because you're happy.
Yes, and
because you're with someone who has lifted you up. You do attract more people then.
Yes.
Because you're just happier and better and everything. And
flirting a lot of times is just having a great conversation with someone.
Yes. It doesn't have to be now
sexual.
It doesn't have to be, yes. But do you have more? Okay.
Rather just be borderline rude to these people so that there is no fear of that, but rather, be friends with women and be myself around them. Yeah. So would love your take on that, especially with
this is good.
All the friendships you've developed and as you've kind of gone through that process yourself. Anyways,
yes, thank you.
Would really appreciate your take on this. Love the show and thank you.
Well, I guess I need a clarifier on what the problem actually is.
The problem is, so he's saying he's great. He's been delivered out of incelhood.
Right.
He's in a nice committed relationship. Now he finds himself sort of, maybe even subconsciously on some level, being colder and less friendly to women, friends, and like associates because he doesn't, and he thinks it's like vestigial, like he doesn't want to be seen as flirting or crossing a boundary.
Right.
He still sees his relationship to women is still like wrapped up in shame and embarrassment. Now, instead of getting rejected, and on some level, still getting rejected. Right. Now it's just the opposite, where it's like now women are going to demonize him for trying to fuck them or like trying to be inappropriate or whatever.
Right.
Whereas before he was scared of getting rejected by women. Now he's scared of being made out to be a predator or whatever. And I would say first and foremost, if I were you, everything I know about you, buddy, you being too dastardly charming to a woman would not be at the top of my worries. Them thinking you're behaving, them perceiving you as Antonio Banderas in his prime is not something I would be worried about. Number one.
Like complimenting women has gotten such a weird thing recently. You can totally compliment women. It doesn't have to be sexual. You don't just say like her boobs.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
You look nice. Cool jacket.
Look nice.
Cool jacket. Which you do have a cool jacket.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
And cool pants. Yeah.
Something with, you do something different with your hair. That's fine. People are like, I can't even say something nice about her shoes. It's like such a weird thing.
But also it's like,
but it doesn't have to be sexual.
And I would say you are in a good, like you clearly love your wife. You owe her everything.
Right.
You could be fucking, you'd have a dark fucking life if there's not for this woman. You don't want to cheat. I think this is a really good opportunity for you to this is a great learning opportunity where you're like, you don't, because you want to fuck your female coworkers the same amount you want to fuck your male coworkers now. 0.
Right.
Because you don't want to, sleep
You don't
with
want to
them.
wreck your relationship.
So I think this is freeing. You should be able to. And how do you do? Like basically, his question is essentially, how do I just have better female friendships?
Well, I think like it's just like being curious about other people.
That's it.
The hair